Hi there, I'm Katie Wagner. Welcome to Social Media Help Desk. We're coming to you from KWSM Atlanta today. And Social Media Help Desk is the time every week when we get together to talk about what's new in social media and sort of the tips and tricks that we're using here around the agency to help our clients see success online. And we want to share those things with you. So today I'm here with content editor Princess.
Hello.
And junior content editor Megan.
Hi.
And we've got a lot of things to talk about, and I think we'll just dive right in because you guys know that LinkedIn is one of my favorite social media channels. I think it's the most underutilized of all the social media channels, especially when you work with a lot of B2B clients like we do, professional services. It's really great for marketing those types of businesses. But Princess, I think a lot of people think, well, I just put up my online resume and it sits there, right? I don't have to do anything with it.
Exactly.
And that's a big mistake. I think people need to understand that it's still a social media channel. You still have to share content regularly and fill that feed. And you and I have been talking recently about how important video is in that video content on LinkedIn. So tell us a little bit about why that is.
Absolutely. So you mentioned how LinkedIn is already underused, and one of its other features that are really underused is video.
Right.
And that's because a lot of businesses aren't sure how to use it. But using video on LinkedIn is actually a very unique way for a company to showcase their brand voice, their personality, highlight wins and milestones while also reaching their audience and boosting their engagement. It's a really great method to use. And one thing LinkedIn really likes for its users to use is native video. So that's very different from a YouTube link or a Vimeo link. It's a native video that you manually post to LinkedIn that people can go and always have access to on your LinkedIn profile.
So it lives like inside LinkedIn instead of just sharing a link to somewhere else.
Yes, you're not directing them to a different website.
Okay.
They're living right there on LinkedIn where you want them to stay, right?
Can you use those in like the specific like skills or under your like education? Can you put videos there?
Absolutely. On your profile
to
enhance it.
Yes, you can definitely add portfolios, videos. If you were in media, if you have some reel, you can definitely apply that to your skill drop down on LinkedIn. So it's a very useful tool that comes with a lot of different tiers that you can use it for. So there are 4 ways today that I'm going to give you to successfully craft a LinkedIn video. And the first one is keep it short and simple. You would think on LinkedIn you should put very long form videos, but that's a no-no. The minimum short video that LinkedIn allows is 3 seconds, but the maximum is 10 minutes. But we really encourage people to kind of hang between 3 and 5. It gives people time to really get a snappable version of your company while also not being overwhelmed with information. So they like to just say keep it simple, keep it short, and really be concise there. So
don't you think that sometimes even shorter than that, like 30, 60 seconds can be helpful?
Yes.
You know, it's still social media and people still have a really short attention span. And so, you know what I like about video in general, I'll just interrupt you, is that it really builds a connection with people. You know, because when I'm on your LinkedIn profile, I can see all these awesome things that you've done and your credibility. But when I can see your face and hear you, like it's a different level of relationship.
Yes, that's so true. I always tell people it expedites that know, like, trust.
Yes.
Little train of relationship building. It speeds it up because, like you said, they get to see your personality, they hear your voice, see your mannerisms. So it's a quicker way to build that relationship.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So the second one is aim for quality. Now, while Facebook and Snapchat and YouTube really allow for the rough cut type of video, lives,
authentic, we call that.
Authentic, that's a nice way to put it. Since your LinkedIn account is normally attracting more of a professional audience, they really say that that type of audience is more likely to engage with well-produced, a different level of quality type of video. So just taking more time to put more time in your videos is going to pay off on LinkedIn more than it would maybe on something else. But that audience in particular is going to appreciate polished content.
So this is not the channel to take like the selfie video that you might put on Instagram or Facebook, and that would be fine, right? But this is really, maybe you consider doing a professional video or at least paying attention to the quality.
For sure. And a good way to do that is team highlights. You can highlight something that your company is doing, highlight your company mission. Just professional videos like that are always a great idea.
Okay.
So the next one is craft an engaging description. Now you probably know this already for all social media platforms, but on LinkedIn especially, having a really well-written copy is really important. So making sure you're plugging in your website, plugging in a good call to action, but still keeping it short and sweet. So they like to say 150 characters or less.
Okay.
It's kind of a sweet spot for your copy on LinkedIn.
Which is like a couple sentences
Yeah.
at most,
It's
right?
not a lot. Not a lot of wiggle room, but it's an advantage to help keep your audience, again, engaged quickly and also allow them to keep moving through the feed. Yeah. So the last one is it helps build your business's credibility. So when building a LinkedIn video, crafting a LinkedIn video, it's going to also just contribute to your authority expert, your position in your industry. And so I have a few video ideas that you can use to get you started today, so you're not overwhelmed. We're not going to leave you hanging here. So we have new product or services. So product demos are always good. Explaining a new product or service is always good, especially if you're a new company or you're revamping your brand. That may be something good to circle back around to. And then company news, updates. So we mentioned milestones, new team members, special events, community involvement. Also case studies. Case studies are also amazing for LinkedIn. It just really builds that social proof, especially client testimonials and client review videos. And then we have behind the scenes footage. So it's not just for Facebook and Instagram. You can definitely use behind the scenes footage on LinkedIn, but again, just in a more polished, well put together package. And there are many ways to do that. And then industry updates and news. So just incorporating things that are happening in your industry, the latest updates, really also makes it look like you're constantly in the know and you're giving your audience the latest information that's helpful for them.
All right, those are good ideas.
Yeah.
Gotta go put some of
Utilize
this
them.
in practice. Listen, if you guys are kind of a little on the fence about creating video, we have actually a really cool, shameless plug, we have a really cool thing coming up soon. The first one, well, not the first one, but the next one is this Thursday. So today's Tuesday, it's in 2 days. If you are near Orange County, in 2 days we're doing a video studio day. It's where we actually set up a studio, mobile studio, in our office with a white background and professional equipment, sound, all of that. And we let business owners or professionals come in and shoot 4 videos that are worthy of LinkedIn or even your website if you want to share it there for a fraction of the cost of an online or a on-site shoot. Like if we come to your office, it's more expensive. So go on our website, which is KWSMdigital.com. You can check out all the details. We have one coming up in San Diego and in Orange County, California. And there'll be one on the schedule in Atlanta probably in the next few weeks. So check our website and send us an email if you need more details. All right, Princess, thank you for that. Let's shift gears a little bit because one of the other things we've been talking about a lot lately at the agency is Facebook ads. You know, usually Facebook ads are kind of a good way for our clients to dip their toe in the water of digital ads. They can be pretty low budget, they can be really cost effective, but most people need to be convinced a little bit that it's worth it, you know, that this is a good fit for your business. So I thought we could talk a little bit about why Facebook ads are important and what you could benefit from them. And so the first thing I really like about Facebook ads when I recommend them to a client is that they're really easy to target the right people.
They're so easy.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things you can target by, let's do geography, by interest.
Yep. Even just groups people are following, there's like interests,
Yeah, things people
occupation.
follow,
Yep.
occupation, sure. You know, like lots of different keywords that you can key into. So if you have a vague idea of who your audience is and what they might be into, you can target that way on Facebook. And it's a nice way to test those audiences, right? So sometimes we run what's called an A/B test with the same ad running to different audiences at the same time. And we see which audience reacts to the ad better. And sometimes we'll kill off the underperforming ad and put all the eggs in this basket, right? Spend the money there. So I like them that they're targeted because, you know, Princess and I both came out of TV, and in TV there's ads on TV or on the radio or even billboards, but you can't really target those. It's like who's going to drive by and see it? Who's going to be, you know, sitting on their couch
Everyone's
at the time
on
it
social
comes
media.
on?
Yeah.
Right? But on Facebook, they're on social media. They're not driving by your billboard.
Yeah.
But on Facebook, you can really dial in to say only show this to the people I want to see it, and that saves you money because you're only paying to show it to those people, right? So that's actually my second point, which is it's really cost effective, right? Billboards are expensive, TV ads expensive, even direct mail. Direct mail is super expensive, but Facebook ads. I mean, you give me $5 a day or $50 a month, we can make something happen on Facebook and figure out if it's right for your business and if we can drive results. certainly we have clients that spend a lot more than that on Facebook, but when we start, we usually go with a budget of $100 a month, something like that, sometimes a little less, and test it out and dial in the right audiences. And the other thing is the right creative, because sometimes when you're looking at ads, you may have the right audience, but you don't know what picture is going to appeal to them or what messaging you need to have in your ad. And so we can A/B test those things too. So same audience, but 2 different pictures in the ad, or same audience, but 2 different calls to action in the ad. And you can see which of those performs better. So I think, it's really a good way to test your messaging, to test your creatives or your images for your business. Which is actually my third point. Look how good this is segueing. That you get a lot of good data from Facebook ads. Even if you have $50 to throw at it and you run an ad for a couple of weeks, the data that you can collect from Facebook's AI is invaluable for your business. We've had clients, we're not naming any names, but we've had clients that thought their audience was 25 to 30-year-olds, and it ends up being 45 to 50-year-olds, right? Because when we A/B test, more of the 45-year-olds are converting to buy their product or to fill out the form on their website. And sometimes, I can say this as a business owner, when you get so close to your business or your brand, you can't really see anymore, objectively what's happening there. And this is like real data about who is interested. Megan can make 2 ads and I can go, I like that one better. But is that
else likes the other one,
right? I mean, and really, it doesn't matter what I like. I want to see who the people who buy from me. What do they like, right?
Yep.
And so it's a lot of data that then you can actually take from Facebook what you've learned and apply it to a lot of the other things you're doing, whether it's ad campaigns on LinkedIn or other channels, whether it's flyers or marketing collateral you're making. If you find one image does much better than another image, use that image in other places, right? Maybe you're remaking now your Facebook cover photo or the brochure you leave at offices. I think it's a lot of stuff that you can then take to do a better job in other areas of your marketing.
I think one great thing about Facebook, and you brought up a really good point, in comparison to direct mail and billboards and things like that, I know for a fact I throw out a lot of mail that I don't look at, and I don't watch TV at all. I just kind of watch Hulu and Netflix. So I think, but there's pretty much everyone on Facebook. Everyone's grandmother. Everyone's there's pretty much a Facebook account for everybody. There's billions of users. And so I think you have a wider net to cast on Facebook in comparison to direct mail, billboards, or TV. You're not as limited, and you have a greater chance of reaching more people at a lower cost. So I think it's really effective in that sense.
Yeah, I agree with that, and it made me think of one other thing. Most of the time when we set up Facebook ads, we're paying pay-per-click. So with your billboard, you got to pay whether anybody sees it or not. But in Facebook, you're only paying if that ad is generating something, views, clicks, something.
Right.
And so I think that's another benefit to it, is that you're paying for the actual result you want rather than just taking a chance. Right? In our team meeting this morning, we talked about taking risks. And we're all in favor of taking risks. Marketing is about risk, right? You have to try new things. But I feel like Facebook ads, out of all the other types of digital advertising, mitigate that risk a little bit because they're low cost, because they're easy to target, and because you really do pay for the result you're looking for.
You're not losing much out of it, just trying it.
And even if you get no sales or no form fills or whatever, you get all that data that you can use for other things. I don't know, do we have an example of a Facebook ad that's done really well? I'm putting you on the spot, but let's all think of a client real fast. Don't say the name of the client, but we'll talk about the type of things.
Okay. I had a client, they were a bit on the fence about using Facebook ads. I don't think they had ever explored that arena before. And Rick and I were able to really encourage them about the benefits of Facebook ads, a lot of the things that you mentioned today. And we did an A/B test, actually, and we found which ad was predominantly, extraordinarily the most performing, and they got amazing results. We were able to reach a larger audience. We expanded their following on Facebook at least by 2,000 or 3,000 people, and so they really were like, wow, this really works, and therefore now they're actually trusting us with another campaign based on the ads of the previous one. So we were able to really help them see the benefit of it.
That's awesome. And if I'm right, this is a governmental client.
Yes.
Right? And so I happen to know that they then compared the cost of reaching those thousands of people with the cost of other things they were doing, like direct mail.
Exactly.
And said, oh, wait a minute.
Exactly. We actually had a 1 cent per click on one of the ads and a 3 cent per click on the other. So it was extremely
Yeah.
cost effective, and that was
Yeah.
enough to win them over.
Yeah. You know, money talks. Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You know, I can think of another example where we use Facebook ads to market homes for sale for one of our real estate clients. And we're able to advertise not only open houses, but new listings and that sort of thing. And she's been able to take the data that we collect off our Facebook ads and incorporate it in her listing presentations to show clients the results she's getting.
Yeah.
You know, you don't always know who's, you know, the listing ads in the newspaper, you don't always know who's seeing the house. But with our data from Facebook ads, she can show the client this many eyeballs were on that house that you listed. And not only do we drive people to the open houses, but we're able to help her use data to prove the effectiveness to her clients, which is pretty cool. I don't know, Megan, you got another example?
I don't have I have examples of ads that have done good, but I do have a specific example of an ad where we did think the target audience was a higher, like 45 or like 25 to 65 or something, and we realized that actually younger people were clicking on the ads way more. And so we were able to change the next ad, make it a little bit cheaper because of that, and then that ad did really, really well. So kind of what you were saying, the data really, really helps.
Yeah, and actually that leads us to sort of a hot tip for you guys watching. Sometimes people say, well, we don't know who the audience is, so let's set the ad from 18 to 60. It's very hard to target everybody from 18 to 60. I am much more personally in favor of doing a set of ads that's the same ad to 18 to 25, 25 to 35, 35 to 45, 45 to 60. And then you can really compare apples to apples, right? So, and it saves you money to do it that way too. Don't spend ad spend to do too wide of an audience, because you're going to pay a lot more than if you segment the ad spend to lots of mini ads and really dial that in. It's a much more cost effective way to do it. So that's my soapbox about Facebook ads, but we're big fans. And it is kind of a starter way to get your name out there and to experiment with digital advertising that could lead into LinkedIn ads or Twitter or Google ads, pay-per-click, you know, a lot of those other things once you get the data from Facebook. So, so good. You know, another thing that's big on Facebook recently, but also on websites, you hear about it everywhere these days, chatbots, right? I'm not a fan of chatbots, but that's only me as a consumer, not me as a marketer.
Really?
Right? No, I hate them.
Really?
How can I help you? You can't. Close. But, you know, I'm kind of stubborn. I like to do things myself. Most people are not like that. Most people respond to that.
I love chatbots. Yeah, I love
always.
them.
Will you guys interact?
Yes.
You will?
Yes.
Also,
Maybe it's a millennial thing. I don't know.
it might be.
People love
Yeah, it might
chatbots.
be.
Sometimes when I don't
Response.
need them, I
Yeah.
do find them a little annoying, but when I do need them, they're so helpful. And that's a perfect example. So just a little background story time.
Okay, all right, we're ready. Settle in.
Had an incident at one point with my Spotify, and I couldn't get back into it. Like, all the stuff was happening, and I was about to delete my Spotify. I was like this close. I was like, I'm just gonna get rid of it altogether. And I went on Spotify, and they had a chatbot, and I was able to talk to someone. Someone came on, a real person. I was able to talk to them. They fixed it for me right away, and I got to keep my Spotify. So it really does help. You know, I almost just deleted a platform of mine. I almost just completely
That
stopped
you
paying for
use
it.
all the time.
Yeah, and they would have lost my money, but they had that on their website, and I kept it because of that. And it's also like just being able to talk to a real human when you go to call and you have to talk to one of those people. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I
Horrible.
had an Xfinity cable
Yes.
situation over the weekend. I don't want to discuss it. Those automated phone things.
Yeah.
This is more personal than that.
Yeah, you're able to talk to real humans, and you can do it at any time and anywhere, which is great. You can do it on your phone, your computer. You know, if you're on your computer, you don't have to wait to call someone like you would, you know? And it's also very personalized because, once again, you're able to talk to someone right then and there. I think it's great for websites, and I also think it's great on Facebook. I think Facebook probably does better having the chatbots.
So those are like messenger bots,
Yeah,
right?
messenger
On
bots.
Facebook, like the messenger ads that pop up and say, can I
Yeah.
help you?
Yeah, and so if you have a question on one of these, just about the products, even if you don't have a problem, that can really, really help on Facebook. Being able to step in and, you know, answer questions for people like right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
So do you think chatbots are worth
I actually
Vegan marketing
love chatbots. So the few
Okay, tell me
times-
about a story you've used one of these.
Absolutely. So Rick knows all about this. I was having
Rick's
a
her boss.
lot of trouble with my cell phone provider. And I didn't have service for maybe like 24, 48 hours. And then I went to their website, immediately a chatbot pops up. And I'm like, how can I help? I'm like, help me now because I don't have signal. And it was so convenient because I instantly got connected with a human. It wasn't a robot. It felt very close. Like I felt like I was heard as a customer, which is very important because I almost closed my account too. And so to be able to instantly receive help, I thought was very beneficial rather than trying to search for their number, go through the automated robot and trying to find a representative. I thought the chatbot being there instantly was very helpful. So
Now here's the moment of truth, Princess. Were you polite in the chat box?
I was very polite. I was being dramatic just now, but I was very polite.
Please help me. Right?
Yes,
Guys
please
like
help. I
that?
have a problem. Please help me.
I'm
So, yeah.
concerned about an issue. All right, so yeah, chatbots are good, and I know that I'm in the minority because we have clients where I never thought chatbots would work, like criminal defense attorneys, personal injury attorneys, and those things pop up, and I think, oh no, law is above this, right? But no, people fill that stuff out all the time, and they are able to chat back and forth and determine, is this a case that, well, do you have a case? Should we be able to move on to a consultation, or does the attorney turn you away and say you don't have a case here? So I think of them mostly in products, or retail type situations, but this was professional services and it works great for this client.
Yeah.
It saves time because, like you mentioned, they put in a request or a consultation. They can instantly find out before going to the office if they can be helped or not. So it's really convenient.
And it's really not doing any harm either, just having it on there.
Yeah.
Unless
Okay.
You can exit out of it.
Okay, all right.
I feel like it's just a quick little, and then you're done. I'm not gonna leave a website because I see a chat box.
I was like, oh, that's nice. That's very
But
thoughtful.
I'm going to tell you, so flip it around, we're the marketers, but from a business owner standpoint, one of the things that these attorneys tell me make it so beneficial for them is, this sounds bad, so remember, we're putting the business owner hat on here, they can weed out prospective customers and qualify leads a lot faster.
Yeah.
Because if an attorney gets on the phone with somebody who's been in an accident, let's say, and needs to determine if there's a case, that could be a 30, 45-minute conversation, and then that's billable hours, you know? Like that's not time they're doing work because they're trying to sort through this prospect or this lead. Whereas in a few quick lines in the chat, give me this information, and they do, give me this information, and now 5 minutes later they know whether this is a viable client. And if you think about that, not just in law, but in a lot of other businesses, it is, a pretty easy way to qualify a prospect, and to see, is this somebody who's really interested? And I think people who use the chatbot in a retail situation even are more likely to buy. Those are people that are further down.
I agree.
Like if you hadn't gotten to that point with your cell phone or with your Spotify where you were making a decision, you wouldn't have cared about the chatbot.
Right.
No.
But it's that crucial point where either something's going to go
You
really
need
wrong,
something,
or I'm trying to
You need
purchase. Like I'm at the decision point.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's
And it's convenient. That's what you need in those situations. Something very convenient. So I think they work for that really well.
all right. I stand corrected. You all fill out chatbots to your heart's content, and I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. I'll wait on hold and talk to the automated line. Oh goodness. Quick story, nothing to do with social media. I'm just going to tell it anyway. My cable went out over the weekend because there was a storm here in Atlanta, and it went down, and I had to wait in the automated phone, and they said, you need to do a reset of your modem. But I didn't need, this is Finn. Finn's our office dog. I didn't need to do a reset of my modem because the line is down. I can see it hanging in the yard. And the robot that was on the phone with me did not understand. And they would not do anything until I reset the modem. And so I'm over there resetting a modem that I know isn't going to work. Anyway, just me. But if I had a chatbot, I could have explained it better because you can use real words rather than the robot having to
Understand
listen.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's been many times where I've been on the phone yelling at someone like, why don't you understand what I'm saying?
Representative!
And real person.
I'm like, give me to someone!
Yeah.
Customer service.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it's so frustrating.
It was. But this is why digital marketing, social media is making our world a better place. Because now we have chatbots, and you
Real
don't have to
people
talk to anybody. You can just do it all online and probably on your phone most of the time.
Yes.
Right? So listen, if you have topics you want us to discuss, questions you have for us, reach out anytime. We have an email you can use. It's tips@kwsmdigital.com. There's also a couple of places you can look for more information. These ladies and the rest of their colleagues write blogs every day on our website. We publish 8 blogs a week. That's kwsmdigital.com. And you can sort by topic, so there's a lot of good information there. And then we also have a YouTube channel, which is KWSM Team is our YouTube handle. And we publish tip of the day videos, past episodes of this show. And that's a good resource for you too. And then certainly if you're on our website, look at the workshops tab, because we teach our social media boot camp classes, and we have that video studio day I was telling you about earlier, and lots of opportunities for you to learn more about digital marketing, even if you're not in the market for an agency partner. Maybe we could just help you do your social better. So I'm always happy to do that. We do this show every Tuesday at 12:30 Pacific, 3:30 Eastern Time, and we will see you back here next week. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.